Watching Prime Morning. Now, if you know about Big Brother, if you're a big fan of Big Brother, this conversation concerns you. Now, in 2000, the year 2000, that's 23 years ago, there was the birth of Big Brother in America. In the year 2003, it came to Africa, where it started in South Africa. In the year 2006, Nigerians took over and named it Big Brother Niger. My goodness. Now, before the birth of Big Brother Niger, that Big Brother Africa had our own Ghanaians representing us. And in Ghana, we had one great gentleman who is doing so well here. And he's one of the finest, tailors you could ever think of. Finest designers, whenever we mention designers in Ghana here. I'm talking about Elikem Kumoji. Hello, Elikem.
Hi. Every time I'm introduced like that, well, I'm humbled, first of all. And I'm happy that I'm being recognized as such. But I also feel like I'm not even 1% of where I want to be.
Okay.
And so I appreciate it, but you know,
we'll get there.
Thank you. There's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. Now, for the Big Brother Niger fans, this lady dazzled. She did everything, hardworking, stole your hearts, that you voted for her, and she emerged a winner in the last year's edition of Big Brother Niger. I'm talking about Phyna. Drum roll, drum roll.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm fine.
First time in Ghana?
First time.
How is it treating you? How's Ghana treating you?
Now, the hospitality here in Ghana is...
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. So I'm enjoying my stay. I don't even want to go back.
Oh, don't go back. don't go anywhere.
Okay.
When are you supposed to leave?
On Wednesday?
No, don't go.
Definitely, I'm not going.
Now, Phyna, I know you've granted a lot of interviews where you've spoken about how you felt when your name was mentioned as the winner. But let's talk about how you felt before your name was mentioned as the winner, when it had the two of you left in the house to be declared as a winner.
Well, let's say, I never knew I was going to win, and it wasn't even ringing in my head. I already felt my colleague that would remain in the house was going to win because of what we already heard, you get, from the previous party, and the way it was going. I wasn't even, my own is, I want to just go outside, you get, so I wasn't even interested in the winning per se. Even till the last minute on stage, I say even went close to him, I'm like, bro, when you win, you give me small 2 million, you get. So it wasn't, so when they called my name, I was shocked, like, how? Coming from where, you get. So I don't know, it just worked out.
It's funny, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to ask you, did you also make that deal? Because I was also in the finals, top 3. And I said to Delish Matthews won that year in 2013 from Namibia. I said to her, if she wins, she should just buy me a motorbike.
Did she buy it?
If I win, she did. She bought the motorbike.
Oh, wow.
And if I win, I'll buy her a brand new Golf. She was driving a Golf at the time. So I don't know if it's a thing Big Brother contestant.
You know,
a whole decade.
A whole decade.
So right before the cameras rolled, I asked Phyna, I was like, where were you in 2013 when I was in Big Brother? She said she was in SSS 3.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I just felt old.
No, I know that feeling.
Such a long time ago, I was in Big Brother Africa, but hey, it was a great platform. It's elevated me to many heights. I am an African-known brand because of Big Brother Africa. And I get calls in South Africa to do big shows. I get calls in Namibia. I was brand ambassador for Zambia Fashion Week. It's made me an Africa whole brand. I'm in Nigeria pulling strings, doing things. I'm awards. People want me for movies. And so I really appreciate the opportunity and the platform. And 10 years on, like I'm saying, now I feel very old 10 years on, but I can only be grateful, you know. I can only be grateful.
Now, when you went into the Big Brother house, you had a certain perception.
Right.
Did you experience the same thing in there?
So prior to Big Brother, I'd only watched the very first Big Brother Africa, which had Sammy B.
Okay.
I was also young. That was when maybe I was in my SS3. And then it was fascinating. But it's a lot of time to sit all day and watch. So I didn't catch on other seasons, and then I went to audition for mine. First time I auditioned, I wasn't picked. So I had to wait 2 more years to audition again for the second time before I was picked. And yes, that's when I started doing my research. I started seeing what previous housemates were like, what the experience may be. And right before I went in, you know, Confidence of former Aphrodisiac, she's Mama Ga now, her Royal Highness, pardon me, for the Anglo State. And I went to her in her little apartment at the time, up in the club. And she was there with DKB and Eugene of Inkonkon. So I remember so vividly. And I went to ask them for advice and blessings. I was like, you have been on the show before I have, and what am I supposed to expect? How should I behave? And so I picked certain things they told me from how the experiences were. I discarded others, and then I added on to mine. And I think all of those things is what made me the first ever Ghanaian to ever make it to the finals. Yeah, right. It was nice.
Phyna, what was your expectation? Because you had watched it for a while and you had dreamt of being in the house, right?
Well, I never watched Big Brother before.
Never did?
Yeah. So the thing is, I auditioned for Big Brother for 4 years before getting picked the 5th year.
If you never watched it, how did you audition for 4 years?
So this is it. I already know about Big Brother.
Yes.
And
I already know the kind of platform
yes,
it is.
I know the kind of platform it is.
Right.
And I already have my own mindset that I needed to be known. Okay. I wanted to be so famous. Like,
it's a good place to go for fame. It's a good platform.
Yes, it is. So I already had. So any year I audition and you don't pick me, I would say because I was angry, I won't watch. So any year I audition and they don't pick me, I'm not watching. I don't care. Like, that's it. So
as long as you're not in it.
Yes, as long as I'm not in it, it doesn't concern me. I'll just face whatever is paying me at that point. So it was like that. And even when I got picked, I didn't even know a lot of things. I was getting to know a lot of things from the house. You know, I didn't really know even a lot of past housemates. I didn't even know them. It was when I came outside, I started meeting some of them. Yeah.
So you had never watched it, but did you have any expectations? Now, some of African mentality have this whole thing of, if you go there, people will see your nakedness, you're showering, the cameras are on you and all of that. Did you know this before you went in there?
Okay, so the shower part, I didn't know, but I didn't know. I saw that in my contract, and I'm like, oh, okay. So the thing is, I knew what I wanted, and I already knew that it was a reality show. So whatever is happening is happening. The difference is you're just being filmed. So I just had it in mind that, okay, I'm going to this place to live my reality. You get? So I went in there and I was doing me and living it the way it should. You know, you hear some people say, okay, they came with a strategy, they did this. Well, me, I just wanted to be in that house first. That was my main concern. You get? And I remember before entering the house, I'll tell myself, I'll be like, if they should just pick me like this, even if it's 1 week, I don't mind. Even if
true.
Right. But unfortunately, when I got into the house, 1 week, I said, nah, I want to be here. Okay. Like, at this point, I wasn't even pushing to win. I was like, I don't want to go home yet. Not yet. That was why anytime I'm up for nominations, I'll always cry. I was always crying because I was scared. But 7th, 8th week, I was ready to dip. I was ready to go home, because I've enjoyed it.
After the 7th and 8th week?
Yeah, 7th.
You were ready to leave?
Yeah, I was ready because I felt okay. At that point, I was eager to go outside. I wanted to see how it is. I wanted to feel it again.
You miss the outside world.
Yes,
No, that in particular is one thing that, we ask. Does it have any psychological implications on you when you are in the house? I mean, that long period, not seeing your family, not seeing your loved ones.
Yes and no. So first of all, you tune your mind before you go into the house that you could possibly be gone for 3 months. Ours was 90 days. Yeah. I don't know how many days
72.
Right. So ours was 90 days. So before you go in, you know that if, just in case you are going to the end, nobody goes to want to lose. Everybody wants to win. Yeah. So just in case you're going to the end, you're going to be there for 90 days. Now, mind you, there's no timekeeping device. You don't know the time of the day. Even we used to try to steal the time on the microwave, but we go in, we fall asleep, they come and reset the time.
Right.
Yeah. We call them the ninjas at the time. The ninjas will come and reset the time. You don't have newspapers, you don't know what's going on in the world. You don't know if a relative of yours has passed away, for crying out loud. You're totally blocked and blacked out from the world. Now, knowing that, you go prepared. However, it becomes a little daunting as time goes on. You know, you're not getting all the right food. I think in Nigeria, it's a little easy because you're in Nigeria. But in South Africa, because the food is different, we're not able to get typically your country food. We all had to adjust because they can't be bringing food from everybody's home.
They can't be giving you jollof and the waches and all of that, right?
They can't bring sadza from Zimbabwe. They can't bring pap from South Africa. They can't bring banku or kinki from Ghana and go and bring eba from Nigeria. It's confusing, so we had to manage. So those little things make you miss home or get homesick and you want to come out or come back. But, you know, if you have a game plan in a sense that you want to win the game, you go and you eventually eventually you eventually relax, you know, and so it's like that. But you get with it. You get
used to it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you know, when you came out, obviously, doors have opened for you. But what about the public eye? Do you have people seeing you in only positive eyes, or people actually have this negative perception about you and you are facing some sort of backlash?
Okay, well, so coming out of the house, I realized there are some people that their major purpose in life is to just push negativity to you.
Yeah.
Like that is their purpose, nothing else. There's nothing you would do to change their mindset. There is nothing you would say that will sound good to them. So I realized, okay, there are this set of people that they are bound to negativity, and there are this set of people that they are bound to positivity. So I chose my battle. So I said, okay, let me face the positivity. So I'm facing the love. I'm focusing on the love, and I don't give a damn about those people. But there are a lot of them. I see them every day. They come on my... There are a lot of them. But at the end, I remember the saying that when nobody talks about you, then you're nobody. And everybody can't be saying good things about you.
Honey, do you know what they say haters are? Haters, Haters, is having anger towards everyone reaching success.
Okay.
So while you're reaching success or you're reaching the pinnacle of success or whatever,
it comes with it, right?
There are people who naturally just, because they're not able to reach where you are, because they're trying and they're not able to, they think you're using either dubious means or unscrupulous means or they don't believe that you have that grace. And so they channel their negative energy of how they were not able to achieve onto you. So it's never personal. And you learn along as you go.
But Elikem, you know, of course, before you got to know all of these things, got to understand the haters and everything, something might have broken you, something you heard. What did you hear that broke you?
It does. You know, Sakede said in one of his raps that every man was faithful until the first girl broke his heart. So you come in happy. You come out of the Big Brother house excited, like you just won Big Brother. It's exciting. You're assuming everyone should be happy with you because it's a great achievement. But then the negative starts coming and you're like, whoa, I thought these people are going to be happy that Elikem represented Ghana on an African platform, and I took Ghana to a very, it's like playing an African Cup of Nations. And Ghana goes to represent, and the finals is Ghana versus Namibia and Nigeria. And Ghana scores Nigeria. Ghana is excited every time Ghana scores Nigeria. We're rivals like that. So I win over 2 Nigerians in the top 5 position. And then unfortunately, Namibia and Zambia wins over me. So I was hoping, you know, there's excitement, and there was excitement. But after the excitement, or in between and within the excitement, there's also other people who, you know, feel otherwise, that you shouldn't have come this far, or how does she deserve to win? They say all sorts of things, that this guy should have rather won, but it's okay. You can, I grew to learn that you can never have it, you know, always even.
But did that break you at that time?
It did in the beginning. You feel like, but why are they saying this about me? I just achieved something great. It does break you, but you grow a tough skin. But once your heart has been broken like that by people you expect to love you, you begin to feel like, oh, okay, so if this is how it is, okay, let's play.
Did you lose some friends because of this?
I didn't lose friends because of that. I lost friends because I heard at a point that, you know, the quality of your friends determine where you'll be in life. And so I was like, the friends that are not so quality, let me leave them. I didn't lose friends because, you know, people were talking back.
You dropped them?
I dropped people, friends, you know, clients, colleagues, every now and then, employees. As long as you're no longer aligned with the goals and visions that I have, you know, to achieve, I just find a way to drop in and we move on.
Okay. All right, let me come to you, Phyna. Did you also lose some friends, some loved ones because you won Big Brother?
Yes, I did. I think that comes with the whole Big Brother thing. You know, coming outside, maybe, okay, when I came outside for like months, I didn't even have time for my phone. And when I finally did, you'll be hearing, it's because you're made now. It's because you're made. You no longer reply to DMs because you're made. Someone like, oh, she has changed. She has a new set of friends. She has this. But they don't understand that it comes with it.
Yeah.
I have my WhatsApp, my original WhatsApp, but sometimes I could be so carried away with a lot that I just can't reply messages at that time. Or sometimes maybe what you're saying is not what's doing me at that point. Again, but they just choose to explain it the way that suits them. And a lot of, though I didn't cut off my friends, but a lot of them drew back themselves. But because I'm too busy, I don't have time to come be ask what's up, what's wrong. No, like that's why they call it levels. Like I have, the best thing you could do for yourself is just still be there for me, and I'll be like, oh, my friend, not you trying to bring in something that is not there. You will only push me further, because at this point I don't want to deal with negativity no more. Like I'm on the positivity things again. So when I notice any friend is just like, oh, well, Big Brother is free and fair. If you think you can do better, go in and do better.
It's nice what she said about levels. I just want to touch on that.
Yeah.
Because you don't wake up early in the morning and struggle to become successful to be on the same level. You want to go up to the next level, and so on and so forth. So if I'm friends with you and you and I on this level, and I'm grinding, struggling, and I move to one level, and I'm grinding and I'm struggling and I move to the next, and you're still down here, and you are not doing anything to try and move even to the level that I was before I came here, to try to come up to me, it will be unfortunate. Our views, our values, our principles will not match.
It could even be good when it's like this, when that other person is still positive and wants to like you. Not when you are like this and me, I'm trying to be like this, and the next thing you are trying to shade or bring stuff to bring me down. Bro, I'm going to push you.
So instead of trying to pull me down, try to come up to the level so that we relate. I'm not discriminating. We don't discriminate people on lower levels. You need people on lower levels to help you, to assist you, to push you. Your personal assistant, your employees, your operations manager, so on and so forth. They help you. But if you're not trying to relate or even think on the level, unfortunately, you will be dropped.
But isn't that when people say pride has set in?
That is why I said, now, let me use myself as an example. I had friends, okay, now I won the show. Definitely, me and my friends were still friends, but obviously we're no longer on the same level. Now, what I'm saying is, for the fact that I am here now, and I used to be here with you, now I won and I'm here, the best you can do for me is to always, okay, yo, Phyna, what's up? What are you doing? I say, okay, go and audition, go and do this thing, you two will come like this. Phyna, what are you doing? I say, go and check this thing, you come like this. Oh, Phyna, you be positive. But not when you're here and the next thing, because she has won now, she's now here, she's behaving this kind, you're trying to bring me down when you obviously saying that I'm working hard.
Even Phyna, I know Phyna a long time ago, that girl, she used to wear
I have it a lot.
Now look at her today.
That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't do that.
I used to see, she used to come and sleep on my floor those days.
It's just like you are there. You know these things.
That's exactly what they do.
The point is, it is fine. Just don't be negative. Don't try and feel, I see that as envy. Don't try and say, okay, because the person is now here, you can just sit down and cook whatever you want to cook and cook it and think you can bring the person down. Because that's actually the point. At the moment you start talking negative about your friend that is making it, that's witchcraft.
Elikem, that boy.
That's witchcraft.
I know then they drive some.
So that's not right.
Have you lost deals because of this, Elikem? Have people gone to, stab your back? I knew Elikem. Now he's too known. Charlie, let's cancel this.
Yeah. It happens a lot. So in a corporate space, every time, even let's say, for example, you, before they ever made you a host of Prime Morning, your name comes up. And when your name comes up, there's a board of directors or the authorization body of the Prime Morning show that would sit down and say, oh, okay, let's look at the background. Is she good for the show? Let's call her in. Let's audition her. And so if you have one of those hater type of people in that situation. They always say, oh, Elikem, no, I know he's not good for this job because of so and so. And they can always relate it to probably something that you did in the past that you've evolved or grown from, which is why it's important
even
to
if you didn't do it that way, they'll just add small spices.
It's important for people to realize that we grow and we evolve. The Elikem Kumoji I was on Big Brother Africa show in 2013 is not the same Elikem Kumoji I am now. I've evolved. The Phyna she was going into the show is not the Phyna she was coming back out. So we become different people. We evolve, we grow, and if you don't evolve, you die.
You die. Now let's talk about in the house, experiences in the house, relationships grew. You know, did you go in the house as a single girl?
Yeah.
You went in there as a single girl and you fell in love with Groovy? Ooh.
Yeah, at some point.
At some point?
At some point.
Yeah, at some point.
At some point. So what happened? How come you guys didn't stick with each other?
Okay, so first thing first, Big Brother Nigeria Level Up season, the whole 28 housemates were there to compete for 100 million naira. And a lot of people would do whatsoever they want to do to get there, you get. So originally, getting into the relationship, it was genuine for me till I found out that it wasn't genuine for him. So when I heard that and the whole piece of he wanted some other girl, though I liked him, no cap, I liked him so much. But when I found out the way it was going, I just had to be smart. Like, come on, I'm an Edo girl, and we don't carry last.
They don't know they carry last.
Sure you get. So when I found out, I already know, okay, yo, this is a game, and I am somebody that when I need something, I can bend so low. You get it? So I continued playing my game. Oh yeah, it was shipping or relationship. Okay, sweet. Is the you know sometimes.
But you knew what you were doing.
I knew what I was doing. Let's say I realized myself when I found out that he had other girls he liked. Of where I also heard another of my colleague advising him to stick with me, that I look strong. So maybe when they go outside, he can now go ahead with the other girl. You get, and this didn't just come from just one person.
Strategy.
But this particular one, I heard it in the house, but I just had to like, okay, now it's time to be smart. You get, but others, I came outside and I realized more housemates also said that to him, that he said, okay, I like this, they'll be like, okay, stick to with Phyna. Phyna is strong. So I was like, okay, cool. I played the game. I played my game really nice. He didn't know. A lot of people didn't know in the house. You know, they see me to be, Phyna is so into him. Don't worry. I know I'm here. So I'm coming outside. Coming outside, I said, okay. I also wanted it to work outside, but it was here. And me, I'm a very patient human being, very patient. I was patient and like, okay.
Well, you auditioned 5 times, so you're definitely patient.
4 times.
I was extremely patient. Yeah, I'm sure I would have stopped at number 3 or something.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so we'll go outside. I already knew it's a game for him, but he didn't know I already knew it was a game. So I played it so smoothly that got to a point, the whole drama was getting too much. Because we were trying to make it work outside, but the whole drama was getting too much. I just thought, it's okay. After all, it has been a game. You were trying to play me, you didn't, but I caught you in your game. But now let me let you know now that I know it was a game. So that was what I said, okay, let's say it openly, it was a game. Because the whole world actually saw that he didn't like me. Even when I came out, that was a major challenge I faced. Oh, Phyna, the guy didn't like you. Oh, Phyna, you were forcing yourself on him. Oh, Phyna, you were training yourself. Come on, you have your sense, I have my sense. Common sense is not common. I know what I want. You get, the relationship happened. I genuinely liked him. But we all know that this ship thing in Big Brother is a content on its own. So I had my own, I was already good. Natural me, I am so entertaining, and I was already doing it.
So have you seen him after, the Big Brother?
Yeah.
Have you spoken to him?
After the big brother,
Yes.
as I said, we tried making the relationship work outside. Yes.
You tried?
I came out of the house still trying to doubt.
That's around the time she was patient.
You get, that was in the house.
No, in the house you had the patience. In the house you played the game.
Outside the house she had patience. That's what she said.
Outside the house, I still had patience. Yeah, like I wanted to see if it could work.
Were you still in love with him when you came out of the house?
I won't call that love. I just wanted to see if, because I felt he was lying to me all through in the house, because he liked someone else.
So why would you give him another opportunity if you come out of the house?
As I said I liked him. I originally liked him from the beginning.
Let me say something
along the line, I heard that, but I just didn't. That was where I knew, okay, this is a game. I did what. It's just like sometimes when you find out your man is cheating. Sometimes when I find out he's cheating, sometimes maybe I've asked him for money or I've asked him for something, and I find out he's cheating. I won't say anything. I will keep quiet.
What you want, so.
Yes, you get. So sometimes I'm like that, especially when I like somebody. I give more rooms. I give more rooms.
So you don't like him again?
So I don't force things. So they already have the narrative that I forced myself on him in the house. But sorry.
Do you like him? Do you still like him?
Right now?
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah, right now, no. Because he doesn't like me, so no need. I can't be putting so I had to like get free
Even
myself.
after you warned he doesn't like you?
I don't know about that, so that's him. Yeah.
You are Phyna.
No, you know, it's not all men that can stand when their woman is
winning.
More successful than them.
Yeah, let's put it that way. It's not all men. So what I perceived from everything, I felt he wasn't comfortable with that fact, and the fact that he would always come up with, yeah, you know, when I came out, I come on, I just got into fame last year, and the overwhelmness you get, and sometimes it gets so overwhelming that it's not everybody that can control it, and I am somebody that is hot-tempered. Okay. So everybody knows. So at that point, I was always falling into trap of, yeah, if not this, I'll just reply. Everywhere will just be hot again. Right. So I was falling into the trap, but I believed every reasonable person will know, okay, yes, she's going through it. She's learning. Right. You get, but then he was always making issues out of everything. I don't want this, I don't want that. I'm like, all right, no problem. Because if it was really genuine, some guys would be like, okay, I understand the pressure, everything. Right. I'm standing by you. I'm doing this, but he wasn't that way. So I like, okay, it's not going to work. So let's move.
Your heart too. Yeah. Elikem, were you also creating content with your ship?
I was hoping this question won't come to me. But no, for me it was purely genuine in the beginning. Contrary to hers, we didn't have an issue of whether it was for the game or it was not. Pokelo made it very difficult for me to even get to her because she wasn't in the house for relationships. She had a game plan. She came. She was focused. She was boss chick. She didn't want to mix herself up with anyone or anything. And I kept pushing. I like the girl. It's like, fine girl in a space like this, me my own frame. But then it's one of those things where you've tried it in the house. And for me, it was well and good. We fell in love in the house. I'll speak for myself. I fell in love in the house. And I was eager to come out to try. So like Phyna said, the space, the Big Brother Africa space, and you know the experience, you feel like because it's a confined space, and you know anyone could have a game plan. Let's try it on the outside. Yes. And Pokelo and I kicked it off on the outside, and it was equally amazing. And then 2 years down the line, you know, the big proposal on stage. We got married. We had a kid. We were still in love, even the entire time. But unfortunately, you know. Things happened and we had to get a divorce, but it was all real even until the end. And we still have a good relationship right now, co-parenting our son. A whole child came out of it, you know.
Which is good.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. I love my son. I love Tristan to my heartbeat. He's my first boy, and you know, nothing will take away from the fact that from how we made him and how his mother and I met. I think it's an amazing story, and I always love to tell it. So my situation is different.
Yeah,
So
very
you
different.
actually live the life where we know that real love does exist in the Big Brother house. It's
It
not,
does.
the
For me, it
ships
did.
are not always about
It
the
does.
For me, it did. For me, it did.
In my set, I mean, we have Bella and Shags, like those people, they're pushing it. Like when they came out, it was crazy. Like they were having so much backlash the way myself and the guy was also having the backlash. But Bella and Shags, they stood by each other. Bella would come, oh, Phyna, and I'll say, calm down. like we were, I would say, Bella and Shags, we were able, I will add myself in, we were able to push it through that. Now, I feel Shags will get married to that girl soon. Soon. And I'm ready to wear my pepper red as she be an envy green. You get? So true love, people really
Does
get true love
exist in
from the
there.
house, yes.
Were you hoping on finding one in there?
So actually going into the house, I wasn't, okay, let's say going into the house, because of the kind of background I came from, I have seen housemates and the way you girls are so fine. I'll be like, oh my God, you're so fine. You see Likoros, Tasha, so fine. I was like, okay. So going into the house, I wasn't expecting. Now, when I got into the house, I saw the whole girls. I'm like, okay, these girls are fine, sha. I'm not sure. I just, let's
you don't
say
see
I
yourself
under
that beautiful?
Yes. I didn't see myself to be on their
You
class.
always see competition. So for me, when I entered the house, I saw some guys. I'm like, oh, Charlie, this guy in body,
I'm
he
telling
fine
you.
boy, he sings. you feel the competition.
So,
you definitely feel it.
So when I got in, I saw the girls, everybody, they were just speaking English. They were just like,
They were speaking English.
I was speaking pidgin now. I was like, oh my God, what will I do? But then I said to myself, say, okay, Phyna, since you're already feeling this way that these girls are too fine, you're not sure you get any guy, why not stick to your original self and do you? That was how I just entered my ship.
Phyna, let me ask
That always
you
works.
this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. With all that you're saying, that, you know, you got in there, saw fine girls and all of that, do you sometimes feel that you're not beautiful?
At that time, oh my God, at that time,
I felt you were not
I felt it because, come on, going into the house, you see, okay, before going into the house, there was a girl I was talking to. She got my number from my boss that she was also going on Big Brother. And every time she would just write me, hi Phyna, what's up, how is it going? Did you get an email? I'll be like, yes, I did. She said, yeah, me too. I went shopping. I went to Fashion Nova. I went, like, the place she was calling where she was shopping.
Intimidating, eh?
Bro, there was a day she also called me. She took a picture. She was doing makeup. Like, it was after Big Brother, like a professional makeup artist actually did makeup on my face. I've never had like professional makeup artists. I would do the nonsense all by myself, you get. So she was the makeup also. I was like, what are you doing? She said, photo shoot. I said, are we supposed to do photo shoots? She said, yes.
Is it a requirement?
Yeah. Like, she was going to big place to get her clothes, her hair, and me. I went to Oshodi to select Okrika. So I was already, even before the house, I was already feeling, okay, since I think you need to go into the house with BB clothes. But me, I didn't have it. I went in with I went with rapper, I went with my Okrika. Like, when you go Okrika, then that's select.
Force. In Ghana, we call it force.
All right. In Nigeria, we call it Okrika.
Also, you'll be Kantamanto.
All right. So it was like that for me. So getting into the house, come on. The first day we're on the dining, everybody they're introducing themselves. You hear, my school is also private university. You hear, I was in Paris. You hear, I'm like, okay.
It's very intimidating.
You get so intimidating.
Have you traveled before?
Before Big Brother, I have never left Nigeria. I didn't even have a passport.
Oh.
So you see, it was a lot. I didn't even have a passport. And then
blessing,
when we'll be
Charlie.
discussing, you hear, I just got back from London. I'm like, all these people are Londonians.
Those things don't win Big Brother.
So I was already feeling intimidated.
Yeah.
But I just spoke to myself that same night when I was drinking Guinness. I'm like, okay, Phyna, you know what? This one, everybody is saying they are from here, they are from here. Me, I'm from Edo State. I went to a polytechnic.
That's your
At this
story.
point, I want to do me. You get? So that was how I was. And anytime I noticed I was about to be... because there was something that was happening in the house, and whenever I'm talking, I talk in pidgin though. Whenever I'm talking, they want to like shut me up. Phyna, do this. Oh, well, I was like, for here, it will work. You guess
Can you speak good English?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, but a lot of people in Nigeria think I can't, but I don't care. After all, I did engineering in school, so in my department, we're in for English, and I do more of pidgin because of how I grew up. I keep saying it. Not everybody had that platform or that family where they speak English, they attend big schools, yes. Not everybody had that platform, so I'm embracing what I have. There are some people that they can't even speak at all. You get. So you know the society where a child grows affects them a lot. So that's why I'm happy I'm in this stage and I'm ready to like push it, and I don't want to give my kids the kind of life I had.
English never
ask
took.
You but you were making a point as well. You did say that when you went in there, you saw some of the guys. You were like, "Oh my goodness, what?" No, we are looking at Elikem. When Elikem went to the house, he had macho. That's what we call it. You were bolle.
Small.
How come you were intimidated, and who intimidated you the most?
It's crazy. You see, like she's saying, but let me just pick on that point before I go to this one. English doesn't take anyone anywhere. English is not the defining point of a person. And so you go into the house and you're hearing all these, you don't know in the beginning. I was 23, 24 years old when I went there. I didn't know that, you know, you had to be yourself and people loved you for your more natural self than even trying to fake. And you know, Lafa is real. People don't necessarily travel, but they slang. They form
or you can look in the mirror and then practice it.
Oh, you can watch BBC and speak a British accent. You know.
I said it, if I want to do that, it's easy. Girls can easily switch and form one accent or something. I thought about it, I'm like,
so I went into the Big Brother house and I saw someone like Hakeem from Zimbabwe. Hakeem is tall, he's dark, he's got a deep voice, he's a bit bald. Very masculine, well-defined body, and he sings.
Hey,
if he opens his mouth, R&B, and you know, I was like, hey, me better one. So I was like, oh, man, what's this? What's going on here? Then someone like O'Neal. O'Neal was a successful DJ from Botswana. You see Nando came from America. He's slurring. Bimp said, my name is Bimp the Pimp. You know, and so you're looking at all these guys like, look at this swag. Oh, where my own swag be? Me, I came with a shirt that I've done Jolomi on top. Because I came to advertise. You know, I came to push my brand. She also said, you know, you want to win, but you're thinking, if I'm here for only 1 week and they will evict me, Africa must see me. So that was my game plan. My game plan was Africa must see me. So I went, I wear my clothes, I put my tape measure around my neck. If you ask me, I'm a tailor. If you ask me, I'm an actor. I tell you my original story, where I came from, what I do, how I did it. And I think the viewers that are watching you like a storybook. They're watching your story evolve over the course of the show. And if your story ever changes, they detect the fake. If your story ever switches, they detect the phony. And so for me, I just stuck to being Elikem Kumoji the Tailor and standing my grounds. I no longer let those people tune and intimidate me, which is why when I saw the finest girl in the house, Pokelo was by far the finest girl in Big Brother Africa The Chase. Yes, I was like, if this be the finest girl for the house, I know be the finest boy, I go get. And it is that sort of determination that you have to take onto a show, onto a platform like that. And I'm not surprised you won. Because the viewers voted for you because they saw that you didn't back down from your values. You remained and stayed original. And, you know, the fake going, fake coming, it doesn't help anybody. And so originality is key.
Right, let's go on social media and read some comments. Brendan Donko says, see, you two bring memories of a Big Brother. ZMGH says, my gorgeous Rosalie Felly, keep up the good job, woman. And to the pretty guest, looks somewhat like our screen goddess. Okay, so, all right. Methubu Malema says, Phyna, the winner. Adewumi Adeloye says, I'm enjoying this session. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Okay. Maureen says, I love. Pretty Afriya says, keep up the good work. Mamia says, Fifi, my baby. Hand Love Mercy says, I love you, girl. Hand Love Mercy says, super proud of you, dear. Okay. ZMGH comes back and says, Phyna speaks like a Bobby. Oh, it's fun to watch you, girl. Mamia says, the best gamer. Okay, so it looks like there were some games that you took in there as well. No game? No game.
I went into the Big Brother house to do me. So the only time the game pick came was when I heard the conversation between my support.
No, but being yourself is a game plan. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I was still myself. The only game plan, the only thing I'm calling a game here was I was supposed to react to that and end it,
right?
But I didn't.
Right. Then you were a bit more strategic.
Yes, that was when I was like, okay, since he wants to be with me, since somebody's telling him to be with me to stay longer because he thought I was strong, all right, let's do this. So
okay, so there's another question coming in from a lot of people, and I'll ask you that after reading these ones. Marcia says, Phyna, you're looking beautiful, girl. Letitia Mefa says, I knew that my Phyna was smart, and I knew she knew it was a game. Okay. Sonia Sunday says, wow, Phyna, I love your confidence. Okay. More messages coming in. I'll quickly read this one and then we take it from there. So Maureen comes back and says, wow. Sonia says, I love your confidence once again. Okay. So now this question, we keep hearing that, like you said, it's not about the grammar. It's not about where you come from. It's about originality. But want to know, you two, what is your background before you went in there? Phyna, you've spoken about how you came from the trenches. Tell us, how was home like? How was family like? How was finances like before you went in there? And Elikem, you share yours with us as well.
Okay, so, all right, so growing up was really tough. I didn't grow up with my parents. So because of the whole financial issue, my dad had to give me to his elder sister. My other younger sister had to stay with my mom's elder sister. That was how bad it was. So schooling then, yeah, so my aunt saw me through primary. She saw me through secondary, and she stopped at SS3. I remember I had to write a scholarship. There's a man that used to sponsor students in Edo State. So I had to write his scholarship examination so he could pay. So the school we were, myself and my cousin, we were new to the school. So when it was time, the school were like, it's only the old students that are permitted to write the exam. So they brought out the most brilliant old students and they were not much. And the man was like, okay, what's going to happen? All of them should write. He will pick his top 10 and pay their WAEC and NECO. I was there and I said, okay, everybody should write. And I wrote. So that day they were calling names. Calling. The next day I just heard my name and I was the only girl among the 9 guys that he picked. That was how I was able to write my WAEC and NECO in 2013.
Wow.
So after that, getting into school, so, you know, I think my dad and his sister were having some issue, and I was stubborn also, so very stubborn, you get. And my auntie was like, no, you're too stubborn. I'm not going to see you through school again, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. I left the house, and that's when I started working at a really early age. So
how old were you?
So I was 15, 16 when I finished secondary school. So I was still with my aunt, and from there I started working. I was working in the supermarket where I started as a cleaner. So I would clean, I would dust the stuff, arrange. So they were paying me 7,000 naira then. So now it was from that money I bought jam. I wrote JAMB. I got into the Polytechnic, Federal Polytechnic, Auchi, Edo State Engineering. And I was still working. And at that period, the accountant, the girl that takes money, she stole. And they sacked her, and they were looking for someone. So I went to my boss, and I'm like, I can press the computer. It's not just to put it. I can do that one. He was like, really? So they tried it. I did it well. So they were like, okay, I will do this. And I said, no, I will come early, clean. So before customers start coming in, and that was what I was doing. Nice. I will come very early in the morning. I will clean, arrange everything. Then I'll go and sit at the counter and start taking money. In the evening, after everything, I will also clean, go into the storeroom, bring out stuff and stock what people bought. So it was like that till I stopped the job and I was in school. So in school, I knew I needed to hustle. So then I'll make pop-off, meat pie. I'll take it to the class. I'll say to my classmates, I was making small money. And it was now time to get class captain in ND1, it's like the 100 level, first year. So I was like, okay, I want to, and I got a position. So as a class rep or assistant, you don't buy textbook. You get textbook for free. So that was why I went for it.
Strategy.
Yeah.
You've always had a strategy in life.
So my first and second year, in Polytechnic, after ND1, ND2, you go for your 1 year IT before coming back. So I was not buying textbook, I was not buying handouts. So when I came back, I'm like, okay, HND, so what do we do? I'm like, okay, to do this, I was going to run for a position at the SUG level, the Student Union Government, like So I went for Director of Socials. So Director of Socials, my school was founded in 1963, and they've never had a female Director of Socials. Director of Socials, like President of Entertainers, and a woman has never held the position, because during the campaign for that, it is very, very dramatic, and you need to be entertaining to get that position. So I'm like, okay, you see that particular position, that is the one I want. So I started campaigning, I did, and I won. I became the first female Director of Socials in my school, and so that was it. And
then you became an engineer.
Yeah, I was an engineering student.
Are you practicing it?
So I would practice later. So that's after I've gotten my Quran. So I'll practice later.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Now let me come to you, Elikem.
Yeah.
Before you went to Big Brother.
Deep down, like she did, or just right before? Because I have stories for days.
Let's summarize it.
Let's summarize it?
Yeah.
Okay, young kid, born as a, partial Ajabota, small Dadaba. Then I lost my father when I was 12 years old, like in GSS1. And then from Dadaba, the sharp contrast to, Ajapako. I moved from 1 week from being dropped off in a Mercedes-Benz C-Class to jumping behind a trotro at Jauli Junction. We're looking for La Paz trotro. When you get there at around 5 o'clock, there's a rush. The trotro comes empty and we all have to get in. But because they're rushing at the door, and my little brother and I were much younger, I just used to call him. I'd be like, Kobla, come. Then I fly through the window and I pull him in. So before people rush through the door, we're already sitting in the back. You're like, how did these children come inside the car? Then we drop at Achimota, take Israel, Alaji Trotro, and walk like 15, 20 minutes home. And that's what has made me who I am today. It taught me, how to appreciate the best of both worlds, of being, the Dadaba and also being, the hustler guy. Fast forward to University of Ghana, level 300. I couldn't pay tuition moving forward, so I had to defer the course. Then that's where I found fashion. So I went to school also to do theater arts, amongst psychology, amongst other things. And then I started doing a few auditions. Then I started merging fashion and acting. Sometimes they only give me a movie role because I can bring costume to the production. Yeah, and so I had a few first movie covers. I did The Bachelors with Venus Films.
Were you
I did
paid
Hunters.
for them?
I'm sorry?
Were you paid?
Yes. Okay. But the 50 cedis and transportation to just go home.
It was 50 cedis you were being paid?
Yeah, they just give you transportation to go home. One time my director, I think it was a movie I shot with Bandex and Nadia Bari. The director didn't give me my 50 cedis. It was my transportation. He said, go, I'll send it to you. It never came. So some jobs I never got paid for and some jobs I did. And so it was crazy like that. And then prior to Big Brother Africa, I started fashion. I was dressing Majid Michel, I was dressing Amakea Berbese, I was dressing Sule Muntari, Minaye, top celebrities, Chris Attor, and then I was on covers of these movies. And so I was like, okay, my career has sort of started. I now know what I want to do, which is acting and fashion. How do I push it to the next level? That's where Big Brother Africa came. So I went to Big Brother Africa because I wanted to use the platform to push the agenda of being a fashion designer and a tailor. And it worked well for me. So coming out...
But did you complete university?
Yes, I did. I went back to finish level 400.
Okay.
Yes, I did. I definitely went back. My mates who were with me in class the previous years were the ones who signed me. And wow. It was crazy. And they saw me like, I was in class with you. Have you not finished school? And I said, no. I'm now coming to finish. So yeah, I did go back to complete.
Okay, that's fantastic then.
And yes, and so we're here now. And Big Brother Africa, was a good platform to push the agenda of fashion and tailoring, and it has helped me.
Now let's talk about the deals that you've gotten. Phyna, let me start with you. After winning, some of the deals you've gotten so far.
Yeah, so as you all know, it's highly competitive in Nigeria. So yeah, I've got a pretty much of a few deals, but by God's grace, we are now seeing greater ones soon. Like it's like the deals are coming now.
Mashallah.
So yeah, by God's grace, we're pushing though. Yeah.
Have you received your money? The money for the win?
Yes. No. If I haven't,
brother, they are quick. They don't play. They don't play.
So what did you use the money for?
Okay, so I do a lot of things. So first, I gotta have to save. That's one in an account that I don't even want to go. So I got into business. I have a farm. I got some lands in Lagos. So
good investment.
Yes,
very good investment.
I got 2 lands at first. So getting 2 lands, I left one like just it should be growing. So the other one I'm farming.
Okay.
And currently I have businesses. I have first Phyna logistic bikes. I have ushers. I have a clothing line.
Is this something from your clothing line?
No, that's that. Right. So I am currently working on a water factory. I'm doing a lot. I have kids in school that I am sorting.
That's also an investment. Very good investment also.
I have 2, no 3. The other one is still really small, but I have 2 grown, 1 small one, then my younger ones for sure. So like I'm just doing a lot. Like once it comes to my head, I like okay, I'll put it to work.
But any brand ambassador deals?
Any what?
Brand ambassador.
Yes, I have. I have a skincare brand, Rizari Skin Secrets, of which I'm signed to them for a year. I have a Speedy Weight Loss. It's a weight loss product which I'm signed to also. And that brand, the lady just she just opened one drink, and she's looking forward to still signing me. And I also have more of like short-term deals, like 6 months, 8 months, 3 months, yes, and a lot of influencing, like one-off influencing. And by God's grace, I'm announcing one immediately I get back to Nigeria.
Fantastic.
And like many more. Yeah.
Right. Elikem, you? I know you had a lot of deals.
Yeah, coming right out. It's crazy. It's everywhere. I was in Nigeria with Sofa Lounge.
Oh yeah, Sofa Lounge in Abuja. Yeah, Abuja.
And we did something quickly. Yeah, I was the headliner of the Zambia Fashion Week. I was in Namibia for a certain tour also in terms of fashion. I did Silver Rain. It's a Pan-African film shot by Juliet Asante. We shot in South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, amongst other places. Plenty things. As for the appearances, everybody wants to see you everywhere. They pay you good money for, and so on and so forth. But for me, it was more of movies. People wanted me to be in the movies more on covers. I did Prince of Tamale after I came out. It's one of my top movies.
Did your money increase after Big Brother for movies? I mean, you were taking 50 cities. Definitely did increase. I was also signed to Venus Films at the time. Okay. So Venus Films saw the talent in me before I went to Big Brother. So it was almost like, oh yeah, come and continue your work. Because I was already signed to them. But everybody else that came, yes, I upped my fees. Okay. And the fees keep growing. So how much you charge now, if you don't mind me asking?
I remember someone sent me a message 2 days ago wanting me to do a certain competition, something for Father's Day, and also a post. And they wanted to pay me 3,000 Ghana cedis. I said, no, I'll take 30,000.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, okay, what if you just post? And I said, then I can consider maybe 3 or 5. Okay. And so, yes, my fees go up by the day. The thing is, you need to know your value. You need to know who you are and what you bring to the table. And I have increased in value, I have increased in learning, I have increased in knowledge. And so the same approach I would have brought to your brand 5 years ago is not the same approach I bring to it right now. Right. And in making myself more valuable, I just think I should be appreciated more, basically, that's all.
More messages coming in. Hajia Latifa says, the queen of the street. Maureen says, Phyna is a smart girl. Yeah, Abigail says, Phyna, my winner. Telly says, Phyna, the original. Mama, yeah, Phyna's originality is top notch. Valerie says, Phyna was self-aware on that show.
Hey, you people, Charlie, Phyna has level. It's like she's the only one on the show. What about Elikem?
Exactly. What about Elikem?
I can understand why Phyna is so loved. It's a good look.
Oh, yeah.
Good look. Nice to
messages
Nice
for
to see.
Elikem. Because
Send some small messages for me.
yeah, send us more messages for Elikem as well. So now the impact from society. I know you said that some doors have opened, so many doors have opened and all of that. But for you, Phyna, the actual impact that, you know, Big Brother has made on your life.
Positive or negative?
Both. Give me both. Let's start with the positives and then we can go into the negatives.
Okay, so positive impact, Big Brother. Coming out before the house, I've always wanted to be an actress. Like, I want to brag. I am so good with acting. Mercy Johnson is my idol. Like, I love her so much that I groomed myself to be able to switch roles. Anything you bring, because I love the way she eats the rolls. Like, she legitimately chew them. Right. So I'm like, okay, you see Mercy Johnson, Mama, I want to be like you. So I'm good. I'm as good as that, I feel. So
yeah, believe in yourself, man.
Yeah, come on.
Ultimately,
so coming out of Big Brother, I'm getting movie roles and I'm so excited about it. I have done, like, I did a film, Osato. It will be out in November.
Okay.
I played lead. Like, it was my first official lead role and I killed it. So since then, I've been getting movies back to back and I'm so excited about that. And I'm sure, obviously, it's because of Big Brother. Because if it weren't Big Brother, even with all my talents, nobody would notice me like that. So also, now I can walk indoors. I never thought I would be able to work in. Now I meet people. Even at the position I am now, I still see some people like, oh my God, I thought I'll take a selfie, you guys. So I'm so excited because I can now do a lot of things just with the platform of Big Brother. Right. And she won, you get. Yeah. So I keep saying it that Big Brother is Jesus Christ on earth. I keep saying it that Big Brother saves 28 to 29, 28, 24, whatever housemate in the house, saves them every year. That's why I keep saying, yeah, it's not just to go on Big Brother. Do you have a skill? Do you have talents? And do you have mind? Because you can't just come on Big Brother when you're not doing anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Any negative
you need to
impact?
have something to sell.
Wow, so negative impacts, as I said. Some people have tied their life around negativity. So there are some people like that, and they are much on the BBN streets. Yes, people that their own is just to downcast you, their own is just to say whatever they will have to say about you, just to make you feel less of yourself. So that's it. And I won't call this negative, but it's too much. Like, I can't walk in peace. I can't go around in peace. Like, it's always crazy. Like, sometimes when I go out, I know how much goes off my pockets, what I didn't expect. Oh, Phyna, no, do something, oh, mama, you get. So it's a lot. It's a lot,
yeah. But you're handling it well.
I'm handling
it. Positive impact, negative impact.
Yeah, obviously, Big Brother Africa is a great platform, you know, to elevate your talent or craft. Like she's saying, you need to go in with something to sell. So I went with the idea of being a fashion designer. I wore my tape measure around my neck every single day. So when you turn your TV on and you see a tall, dark guy who can sing, you ask, why is he wearing a tape around his neck? Oh, he's a tailor.
Yeah.
Tailor? What does he do? Then you might look for my Instagram page.
Yeah.
And so coming out of Big Brother Africa, I was getting orders Africa-wide and even worldwide. Because you'd be surprised that Africans who live in the diaspora were also tuned in and watching online and so on and so forth. And so, yeah, definitely was a great platform. As for acting, you go there, there are certain instances where there are tasks where they ask you to act and so on and so forth.
Yes.
And producers and directors are always watching.
Yeah.
And so that was the good look. As for negative, fame has its perks and it also has its disadvantages. And once you become famous, you are exposed to the public. And not everyone is happy about your wins. Not everyone can deal with success in a certain way. And so that's where the negativity comes in. You do something and there are people who, no matter what, will still try to pull you down. And also, you know, not everybody will like or would have liked your argument with maybe their favorite housemate.
Yes.
So automatically they black you out and so on and so forth. But I think it's more positive than negative. Okay. Negatives are always expected. And so we deal with them as they come. but positive is the reason why you go into the house wanting to push your craft and push your talent for, for the world to see who you are and what you have to offer.
Fantastic. Now, Phyna, you're in Ghana. What are you in Ghana to do?
Oh, yeah. So I came for business. So
more business after all the land, all the farming.
To me, I have not started.
I come to farm in Ghana.
If I can, come on. If I can, I will. So I came to Ghana for business and also to see my Phi Nation here in Ghana. Yeah, because they have massive love for me. And I'm like, okay, let me just come and do this at once.
This is what you call with the
what business?
You have fans in Ghana. You have a lot of fans in Ghana.
What business are you in Ghana for? What particular business?
Well, I wouldn't want to disclose it because it's business and we're still cooking.
I know, right?
And we're still cooking. By the time it's ready, the whole world will see and say, oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's
it. Have you met Phyna Nation?
Yeah, I met them yesterday, and come on, these people matched my energy. Because most times I go for meet and greet, I go to different states, and when I'm always winning, like you hear my voice. But guy, I came to Ghana and I had to sit down and watch people drink my drink, dance my dance. I'm like, oh God, yes, so they're killing it.
That's nice. Elikem, any future projects coming up?
Yes, the very, very immediate one is in 2 weeks on the 24th. I am premiering my first ever fashion film.
Woo, that's nice.
Yeah, thank you. So I thought, being an actor and being a fashion designer, how do I merge both? And instead of waiting for a great director to call me for a film, let me take matters into my own hands. So I wrote and directed the fashion film. I titled it Pilolo. Do you know the game Pilolo?
I know the game Pilolo.
Pilolo! Yeah. You scattered and you're looking for something. So that's it's with the sequence collection, like I'm wearing sequence fabric now. So it's the Tailor sequence, a sequence collection by Elikem the Tailor. I'm premiering in 2 weeks. It's the top 20% of my clientele, coupled with a few fashion industry people and a few fashion critics and so on and so forth. A few directors and movie industry people. That's a very immediate thing. And then long term, I've actually also shot another film before this one that's not released, that I will release before the end of the year. Then I have my own personal fashion show that's also coming before the end of the year.
That's great.
To Have and to Hold is a TV series showing on, am I allowed to mention another channel on another channel?
It's African Magic, right?
African Magic.
Okay.
And DSTV. To Have and to Hold season 3, we just finished shooting with the great Ivan Kwashiga. And it started showing on TV already. We wrapped up shooting this weekend. Maybe a couple more episodes to shoot, like in the next coming days, and we're done completely. So these are the very short-term things. Long-term, we're looking to expand territory with Elikem the Tailor, blast online and become more of a household name.
Fantastic, but you are a household name, though.
I told you, I'm only 1%. I'm scratching the surface of where I'm going to be. I saw Nathaniel Atta walk in, and he's one of my, top-tier clients.
I know, right?
And he talks about how we finish our clothes in record time. So we get all these nice accolades, but Nathaniel also knows that I'm still scratching the surface. I need to start producing suits again. I need to go back into full production of many things. So don't let my head swell.
Okay.
I'm not a household name.
Okay. You're on that note, but I want to say a very big thank you for being here today. Say something to your fans before you go, Phyna.
All right, so guys, just so you know, I love you. And not just that, I will be running SMARC, that's the Streets Made a Queen here in Ghana on Wednesday. So I'll be cooking for at least 100 people in the streets. Yeah, so...
You want to now battle Hilda Basi?
Mine is not a cookathon. This one is a Phynathon of Feed the Nation, you get? So I'm running that as a part of appreciation and for the love I have for people and giving out. I specifically love giving out food because it is more important than money.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So
money, they can go and buy alcohol and weed.
You get, or it might not be enough to even get food, the proper food.
True.
So on Wednesday, before I go back to Nigeria, I want to do that, and I hope you all come and support me.
Definitely, we'll be there.
Please, can you mention me to your fans so that they know I'm also...
Okay, guys. So I met Big Brother Africa.
Yeah.
What? I can't pronounce that name.
Elikem the Tailor.
Elikem the Tailor.
Yeah.
So yes.
Your fan base too much.
He choke. Yeah, with the elephants, you know.
I like it.
Anyway, thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we've had a very beautiful conversation. I've had Phyna, who won Big Brother just last year, and the man who represented Ghana 10 years ago, Elikem the Tailor here, and they've given us a beautiful conversation. I know I'll keep you talking. You can still send in your messages, but do not tune out, because coming up next is sports, where Nathaniel will tell us about what happened in the UEFA Champions League. Do stay, we'll be right back.